What's up, YouTube? This is Chris Perry, Investor Shut Up. Question today that I'm answering is do I need a real estate license to be a real estate investor? This is a topic that I see come up a lot, and everyone has an opinion on it, obviously. I do have a real estate license. Real estate sales is not my primary occupation. And I actually got a real estate license here in Atlanta, Georgia, to sell real estate. And I'm with a big real estate firm. So I've got a good idea on that. A pro is access to the MLS. It's major. There are other ways to get that. And there's other ways to get some of that data, but you would need to work through a realtor. But that access is better than Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, Trulia, all these other sites. Of course, the MLS is where that information feeds from, but it's just no comparison. So that is a positive of being a realtor and having that direct access. One thing about being a realtor also is they talk about it in, when you go to get a real estate license, whether it's you study online, something that they're going to bring up is your fiduciary responsibility. Now, I think you should work from a space of integrity regardless of what you're doing. It doesn't matter if you have your real estate license or not. But it is that there is a certain level that you're held to when you do have a real estate license. If you don't have a license, that does somewhat change because you're not, legally held to that responsibility. As far as me being a realtor or having my real estate license, I don't have an issue with that. I think you can work in integrity and work with buyers, sellers. In the case of you trying to get rental properties, which buy and hold, by the way, I believe is the best method of gaining wealth and reaching the level of financial freedom that many Americans would dream about. I don't think you have to have. I don't think that it hurts you, obviously, being a realtor, but there are certain guidelines that you're going to need to follow, and but I don't see that as a problem. Some people would see that as a problem. Now, not being held to the standards of a realtor, obviously not having your real estate license is, I do see some pros to it. The cons would be that you don't have that access maybe, and you're going to have to go through someone else to get it. Doesn't mean that that's an issue. I mean, right now, if someone was wanting me to send them a couple of properties in the Atlanta area or in Georgia, period, because I do have access to the MLS in Georgia, I wouldn't mind to do it. Obviously, like I said, I have another job, but I wouldn't mind to do it. I think there's, realtors do benefit from that and helping you. You don't want to run them around for free. The way I see it is in business, there's two sides to the transaction. It should be mutually beneficial for both sides. So, that being said, I think the pros are you don't have to spend the money. For example, I spend $93 a month just to have my real estate license with a brokerage. A lot of people, frankly, don't have $93 a month to throw away. I also spend $15 a month, I believe it is, with access to the e-key. So basically, I can go into other properties. Now, I do show some rentals to people because I'm not primarily in sales. But those costs start to add up. I mean, if you think about it, that's definitely over $1,200 a year that I'm spending basically just to be with the brokerage. So those are things that you got to think about. So when you don't have your real estate license, you don't have to worry about that. There's some other keys. keys to it, because I think a lot of the properties you're really wanting to obtain, if it's buy and hold and you're willing to put the work into it, they're going to be properties that are off the market anyway. So your real estate license isn't necessarily even helping you with those. So, my determination is, at the end of the day, you definitely do not need to go out and get a real estate license. Some people are going to say you do. I have one. I can afford to pay the money, obviously, but am I reaping the benefit of that? To this point, I haven't necessarily. At some point, I do think it's nice to be able to write your own contracts. That is definitely a positive, because some realtors aren't going to want to write a lowball offer for you. I'll write as many contracts as I want. They can say no all they want. Doesn't make me a difference. So that's my take on it. You do not need a real estate license to be a real estate investor whatsoever. But there are some positives, and there's some negatives as well. And just one thing I'll add that I just touched on was, if you're wanting to do deals, you have to make offers. If you're not making offers, you're not making deals. Investor, shut up. This is Chris Perry. Thank you. Actually, this is the first video. If you'll hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, I really appreciate it. Have a good one.